Hello everyone, welcome to our show. Today we'll be discussing about reality shows, the rising trend in non-fiction TV shows. Over the last decade, an interesting trend has emerged in the television entertainment segment. It is the rise of non-fiction based entertainment shows consisting of reality shows and reality-based entertainment programs. Interestingly, these shows turn out to be the best rated ones. In a certain analysis of television shows aired in the prime time slot on 10 different general entertainment channels show that nearly 20% of them are non-fiction based entertainment programs. Reality show is a television program that documents supposedly unscripted real-life situations and often features commoners as participants. They're typically not actors, but although in some reality shows you will see celebrities participating. These shows have short lifespans and mostly used as an instrument to create interest in the viewer's mind. The publicity, the build-up, and the controversies revolving around such shows aim at registering the brand in the mind of the viewers and sustaining the interest. All of the general entertainment channels have divided their programming into non-fiction and fiction segments. And even there are separate teams handling the day-to-day execution of such shows. The scale of annual business of non-fiction shows in India is estimated to be more than 500 crores, which in turn provides an opportunity for the advertisers to address audience from different spheres. Though experimentation has been a trait for non-fiction shows, the popularity of these reality shows have elbowed out the scope for innovative research-based programming. Most of these reality shows are based on foreign formats. Shows like Kaun Banega Crorepati, Jhalak Dikhla Ja, Dance India Dance, MasterChef India are copies of reality shows in foreign formats, which are Indianized to suit the viewership needs. Some of the shows are actual official copies of foreign formats, but the rest are just copies of those copies.
अच्छा लगा. Okay.
Rumba Nalla Erik.
What's that? वो क्या होता है?
Rumba Nalla Erik.
What does that mean?
बहुत बहुत अच्छा.
Thank you.
Though we term these shows as reality shows, a question always arises about how real they are. On the contrary to popular belief, this type of content doesn't present an authentic citation of real facts. The reality part of such shows is really vague. A reality show is so called because, unlike fiction, it is not staged, but is rather a documentation of what is happening. It is true that these shows platform real people and the incidents being referred to has happened in reality, but it is also a fact that the flow of events in most of the reality shows are set up and tweaked by the producers with the sole intention of creating entertainment for the viewers. The uniqueness of reality shows lies in the real people being seen on the television. The host is often a celebrity, usually a popular movie star with a tremendous fan following, and the participant is a commoner with hope, which the shows promise to cater if he or she succeeds. The audience regard this format as a game changer for the participant. The life that a man used to lead before taking part in a reality show, and then how things change after it, maybe for good or bad, the joy of achieving success or the pain of losing out an opportunity which might never come back. All of these and several other things help building up the interest and creating a seamless emotional bridge between the viewer and the person taking part in the reality shows. The viewers become a part of the content by reacting to the emotions being played out. So, a realistic dreamscape is created for the viewers, which leads them to think that even they can achieve what the participant is achieving on the show. Though reality show is a documentation of what is happening on stage, it is not a documentary. A documentary tries to bring forth facts by means of several observations in order to enhance the knowledge of the viewers. Whereas reality shows usually crafts a situation and packages it as entertainment for the viewers. Thus, the reality in reality show is a notion which provides a sense of reality to the viewers, and they believe that what is portrayed here is real, which we can term as perceived reality. Let us now see what goes on into the programming part of this reality show. Scheduling and programming of broadcast content is a practice which needs planning and execution. Strategizing is a key component in scheduling, as it would provide the TV shows the best scope of performance in order to attract viewers and create a demand for the same. Primary objective of any program schedule is to deliver the audience with the kind of program they would like to watch. So the process of programming is based on the analysis of a programmer regarding the viewer's tastes and preferences. The effectiveness and commercial capability of television channels lie in the efficient programming, which is usually based on viewing habits, target audiences, and their taste. Now let us see in detail the different aspects of programming. The very important aspect is time slot. The most important aspect of programming is time slot. A day of television program is divided into two distinct heads, the telecast and the repeat telecast. The usual time allotted for telecast is around 14 hours, whereas the repeat telecast gets around 10 hours. The typical type of time slots are morning slot, the afternoon slot, the late afternoon slot, the evening slot, prime time slot, and the late night slot. Each time slot are categorized in accordance to the standard work schedule of the people. Among these, the most sought after is the prime time slot. Prime time slot is that part of the day when the television channels expect that it would have the maximum number of viewers, and by means of which they can collect the bulk of the revenue from advertisements. Studies reveal that maximum number of viewers tend to watch television during the prime time slot. The prime time slot usually have the highest viewer ratings, and this aspect typically interests the advertisers, which means these slots are the most expensive ones. The next important aspect is viewership of a time slot. The content of a time slot depends on the viewer's habits. Usually we presume that senior citizens watch TV in the morning slot. The noon is popular with the youth, whereas the homemakers usually watch television in the late afternoon. Families watch television at night during dinner or after it. This is referred to as prime time, as majority of the viewers are watching at this time. To run a program according to the time slot preference is an important aspect in programming. The next is viewership ratings. Technically, this is known as post-broadcast research. TRP, that is the television rating points, the TVR, the television viewership ratings, the TAM, television audience measurement, and TVT, television ratings in 1000, are the major players in post-broadcast research. The outcome of research also serves to be significant in assessing the trend that is prevalent among the television audience. In reality, in spite of all these existing methods of survey and research, and the fact that all television programs depend on such post-broadcast study, there is no technique to assess what viewers really want to see on television before the show is being designed. So for reality shows, the post-broadcast research doesn't help much before the program is designed. Once the show is on air, the ratings can be analyzed and changes can be made in the content of what is being portrayed. The next important aspect is programming genres. Television programs are of different genres, specific viewers watching specific genres. Even within a genre, there are different sub-genres, and each of them have their own pool of audience. So while programming a reality content, the programmer has to keep this in mind. Now let us discuss about few significant reality shows in Indian television. Over the last decade, a number of non-fiction based reality shows have seen unprecedented success because of their novel ideas. Kaun Banega Crorepati and Indian Idol are two such immensely successful shows and has been huge revenue generators.
इनमें से क्या एक वेब ब्राउजर नहीं है? वेब ब्राउजर नहीं है। और ये रहे आपके ऑप्शंस: फायरफॉक्स, ओपेरा, फेसबुक या क्रोम। 20 सेकंड।
फेसबुक या क्रोम में से कुछ होना चाहिए। मुझे लगता है मैं लाइफलाइन ले लूंगी।
मैं कभी बतलाती नहीं, पर अंधेरे से डरती हूँ मैं माँ। यूं तो मैं दिखलाती नहीं, तेरी परवाह करती हूँ मैं माँ। तुझे सब है पता है ना माँ।
Both of the shows are Indian versions of foreign formats called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and American Idol respectively. Over time, numerous other reality shows have been devised from these programs, and even few of those programs were successful. Following are some of the Indian version of successful non-fiction shows. Big Boss from Big Brother from Netherlands. Entertainment के लिए कुछ भी करेगा from 30 Seconds of Fame from USA. खतरों के खिलाड़ी from Fear Factor USA. झलक दिखला जा Dancing with the Stars UK. MasterChef India, MasterChef UK. Jawab Kinte Chai for a Bengali regional television from Sell Me the Answer UK. All of these are official copies of successful foreign formats, and even the copies which were shown in Indian television became immensely successful.
বাঙালি কে দিলাম এক নতুন স্লোগান, জবাব কিনতে চাই।
জবাব কিনতে চাই। জবাব কিনতে চাই গো।
Come on, let's play. জবাব কিনতে চাই।
Now, till now we have been discussing about what reality programs are and how the development of reality programs can improve. Now, like all things, reality shows have their limitations. The present programming methods have its shares of shortcomings. The huge lack in research prior to the development of program becomes crucial. the absence of such a study that the programmer is not equipped with the reference to strategize. All of the surveys involving the viewers are done on existing programs. The surveys that take place are not designed to extract information about the likes, dislikes, and the maturity level of the viewers. The basis of categorization of viewers is sex, age, and the class they belong to, which is always not adequate. Even the post-broadcast research are not up to the mark, so the right reasons for the success or the failure of a show cannot be determined. The commercial pressure doesn't encourage programmers to think otherwise and lead to blind copies of successful formats without even studying its suitability. The trend of copying formats have become so popular that the programmers doesn't get a chance to create something pertinent for the Indian viewers. Next in our discussion is the production process. The process of production is broadly divided into three categories: the pre-production, the production or the shooting, and the post-production. Things get started with the ideation and designing of a show. An important designing part is deciding whether the show will be shot on a single camera or a multicam setup. The design will also include the editing part, as a multicam setup will require online editing, whereas single camera needs offline editing. The setup required for a show depends on the kind of budget it has. Big budget television shows usually have multicam setup, online editing and graphic setup, magnificent sets, large studio floors, large crew, etc. But those ones with small budget or outdoor shooting usually depend on single camera setup, offline editing, small crews, etc. All non-fiction shows have an executive producer at its helm. He or she is in charge of everything related to the show. The executive producer or the person in charge of the project selects a team consisting of senior crew members and the work commences. The crew maintains a strict hierarchy where various producers are provided with specific job roles to run the show smoothly. Now let us discuss in detail about the pre-production stage. Being the beginning stage, it would typically include the ideation, design and development of concept to give the show the desired shape, budgeting, to assess the funds and the expenses and work out a profitable revenue model, the casting of the host, script and storyboarding, design and construction of set, props and costume to achieve the desired look and the feel, the lighting setup according to the final look, and the camera placements for the multicam setup. While all of these things are happening, the host is being prepared for the show with the help of simulations. This helps in making the host acquainted with the format. Next in the process is the scheduling of shooting for the show. A schedule needs to be worked out for a smooth shooting. Next is the shooting process or the production process. This is the second stage of the production process. Before the shooting begins, several technical rigging exercises are required to ensure that all the departments and technical aspects are running fine. Once everything is okay, the go-ahead for shooting is given. For reality shows and other non-fiction formats, usually more than one episode is shot on a day. The shooting format can be single camera shoot or multicam shoot depending on the design of the show. Once the shooting is over, the next process is the post-production. Post-production is regarded as the final stage. Once the shooting is over, the task of editing begins. For all single camera formats, offline edit is done, whereas for a multicam shooting, online editing is done during the shooting, and then the footage is edited as per requirement. A typical editing timeline would include a first cut, preview by the director, corrections if there are any, and edit lock, packaging of graphics and other marketing deliverables, final preview, and export for telecast in the required format. The popularity of reality shows is on the rise, but at present it is more important to sustain it. To sustain the popularity of reality shows in future, you need to overcome the challenges. With limitations in the present programming techniques, there is a requirement for modifying the existing approach for the same. Proper research and strategy would play the key role in overcoming the challenges. Overcoming them has become pertinent for both the channel as well as the viewers. Opportunities for innovative, creative, and more significant programs should be created. Attracting, involving, and creating pool of audiences to watch meaningful content is a responsibility that the channel should take with immediate effect. The large reserve of matured viewers who likes to watch cerebral content remains untapped because most shows doesn't provide the kind of entertainment they like to see. As majority of the shows are copied from foreign shows, the content might not carry an Indian flavor, which many intellectual viewers find inappropriate to watch. One of the most important things that the channel needs to do is to make sure that they have a proper and feasible revenue model. This would certify their business viability. Improving the capabilities of doing business would in turn attract advertisers to invest and create goodwill, which would be helpful for future ventures. In the present time, it has become imperative for non-fiction based entertainment shows to think about an alternative executable process while keeping in mind the challenges and limitations that are prevalent. A precise study of the present trends in the non-fiction programming of copying successful shows and its Indianization for appropriateness of content, an accurate mapping and analysis of the tastes of the viewers by means of proper survey prior to the designing of the program in order to find out the likes and dislikes of the audience are some steps to change the scenario for better, and perhaps the first ones in finding an alternative process of programming.